right, okay, so that just leaves for me then to oh, I'm opening up the wrong thing here, sorry. That's a goodbye then from myself. And Woody, are you still with us?
I am still with you.
It's 2 beards, 1 comms. Oh, and we are off.
Okie dokie.
It's all yours, Chromadex.
No, it's the stream is already on, so I just need the chat because I don't have it on.
Yeah.
I have to go here. Thanks, mate.
No worries.
Excellent, and enjoy the last 3 hours, and you'll see me on track soon. I'm going to be doing the last 2.
Okie dokie.
See you later, mate.
See ya.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, so we are currently live in Twitch, on Twitch, back again. So for now, here in this little battle between 9th and 10th, as it's currently the closest battle with Benjamin Eck for the Eclipse Racing Esports, a bit going into the grass, that's gravel, and Filippo Di Polito here just behind in the other sister RS team. So it's a bit of a little battle between teammates here around, which is something that as their team manager I'm really scared because I'm not used to see my teammates battling in the track, especially in those long races, considering that we usually battle each other not that much, and also in sprint races mainly. But for now the two areas teams are, I don't know if they are on the same strategy, possibly not, because these races are very, very long, and I think this one is useless at this point, and I want to put this, because I can't put, for obvious reasons, the pits, the delta in positions, as well. I would have done if, oh, Di Polito following Eck into the second to last corner, very close to a BMW that was around there. I'm not really sure which one was that. We can see from here. No, I don't. I definitely can't. So for now, Eck and Ippolito running for 8th, with Eck gaining onto the white RS car, while the orange one is currently lapping faster than Ippolito, but it's needed to be understood that there was a car in the middle while they were running. So the Swedish driver in the 331 currently gapping a bit the Italian just behind. And for now the pace seems quite normal for all the drivers, as also the 33 is picking off another ERS car in 15th place, recovering from the incident they had in turn I can't remember the turn. I just remember that it was around lap 2. Same one when I crashed. But when I got it. So currently here is another battle with Viale and Joanner in the 33, but still here is still ongoing. I don't think there will be heavy, well, I hope. And I just need something here that I forgot to put, which is the track map, because every time I'm always missing a point. I need the Kyalami map, otherwise I can't say anything about the track. So now going into what is the second to last corner, Città, most famous one, I would say. I will use a lot the cameras, not on track, but the ones from the cars, because in nighttime it's little to basically no visibility from the outside, except for the high beams that flash in your eyes. So for now it will stay like this. It seems like I'm doing self-advertisement, like watching only my battles, but these are the battles, so I've got no fault in it. No one can say anything to me. 33 and a half for Eck. Oh, Christoph is off. Oh, into the wall he went. So the 8 is off. And I want to know the reason for it. As you can see, he goes into the S. Oh, the first one, the curb collects him. And he goes into the wall. So the 80 now with damage on the front, and I wonder if the 331 and eventually the number 5 will collect the 7th placed car, so the Hungarian having some troubles. But as I was saying, a 43.5 for the Swedish driver, and D'Ippolito lapping in the last timed lap 2.8. Seems like the gap is the laps, except for Mamad in the 640 Porsche, are all around the 48 high. Oh, there is also man room in the 202. Around 2.2, 1.7 for Mamad, Fedele with a 2.3. And then all the others with a 33 all around there. For now we'll go with the Arrows factory. As you can see, 33 having some gap behind. Fastest lap being set by... Oh wait, something happened here. Ah no, okay, just went out of pits. So Voltea currently in 12th. And I'm also looking around. It seems like for now is pretty much even for the gaps, as it has been a 2.4 for Eck and a 3.3 for D'Ippolito. And the Kyalami is off. Oh, what happened here? I was looking from the wing. Not really sure what happened. Did it happen in here? Oh, it went twice. Oh, the wheel overshoot itself, and it went straight on into the wall and then into the pits. So the 43 currently into repairing at 2 hours and 50 to go. So we are now following Eck here and D'Ippolito just behind as the next closest battle. 39 drivers still in track. And fastest lap has been set by Baggesgaard in the 144 in a 1.087. Astonishing lap to say the least. For now, looking at the fastest time, seems like the only one offset is seems like the only one offset from the best performance is the one from P7, as he went into 1.7 as the best lap. As all the other went slow, went faster in a way or another until P12. But it's clear that the average pace is better because they are 7th and not in P12. P12, no, P11, sorry, because P12 is 2.1, their best lap. Even if I'm seeing people like Voltea with a 1.3 in their best. Ooh, a bit wide. Oh, okay, seems like the 640 is around to pass. 640 being in 4th place. So this will put the Porsche number 331 a lap behind as of now. So currently just 7 cars are into the lead lap. As Christoph, speaking of which, went in the pits, the same goes for Villazzi, just behind him. So suppose damage has been put into the car. Kind of saying it, just in time for the pit, so not that bad as a situation. With I think this is oh, definitely is off. Some reason, no, I think he just went wide to let no. Just think he went wide. Seemed like it. Anyway, traffic. A lot of traffic currently in the way. Zakari just in the middle there. It is, I couldn't understand in time. I think it was Barf, because I saw a 4 and the number before. It was either Thompson or Barf. For now the two cars are following still one another. With Eck and D'Ippolito closely following one another. 3.4. Seems like they are just swapping the pace every single time, because now it's 3.4 for the first one. Oh, lounge into the inside, and seems like the 5 has decided that it was enough, and he went past the number 331 in a matter of a second. I wonder if the Swedish driver will try the inside, and it doesn't seem like the case. It may be settled like this at the in a very odd spot. It was definitely a send, but a controlled one, so I'm all in for it. So switch of position with a 331 making a mistake on braking on the last corner in Ingwe, and this kinda puts the nail on the battle. Hi Chris. This kinda puts the 24 is now into the grass. Oh, I think for the other pass, but I don't think Heck has wants the battle to be settled with a little mistake just on braking. You can see the white colored ERS car. I'm really tempted to put some music because 3 hours is going to be long. Ooh, little inside the 404. 404 being a bit of in the middle of the way. It was curving. As you can see, curving kind of maintaining his line, even if it was unnecessary. And that's something that I noticed is not happening that much. So, for whoever is following, please, if you're a driver, leave the space. Don't try to fight for something that isn't yours. Because I saw multiple comments in chat, in Discord, with numerous complaints about the fact that blue flag drivers aren't blue flagging themselves. Quality Lake placed the Swedish driver still behind, so for now we'll stay here. It's been a very odd race, to say the least, considering that it's unusual to... It's more usual to see a lot of drive-through than mistakes. Well, not a lot of drive-through, more like it's easier to see people going out of track, because effectively the drive-through here is very rare. Even if it happened in the very first hour, but it happened because of a drive-through for speeding in the pit lane. Because the track limit really here can't exist for the grass and the gravel. So you usually see some drivers out, but not collecting the wall that much. Ooh, so, speaking of which, he went into the wall. But here I have no chance to understand where he is. So for now we'll go here with the Ferrari battling. He goes into the inside. He wasn't battling with a Ferrari now. The see, and the grass has been collected onto the wheel. Little touch into the barrier. So I suppose some seconds of damage, but nothing too much to be worried about. As they were in 14th place, now they're in 16th. The 801. But just slightly in front. Still is here the battle. So as I was saying, a bit of odd to see all these drivers collecting the wall in a way or another. As multiple times you just see people going off track. But for now the only yellow flags I saw were wall. .7 for the Polytonic went into 2.6. Now I want to talk about something because the night is long and we're going to be streaming until the very end, so midnight. And I can really put some music under. Obviously, the streamed one, just to have a bit of more noise. I think we can talk about the fact that this race is full of Porsches, even if the latest Bop appeared, which is something that I was honestly surprised about. No, I can get the NCS like in the pre-streaming. Just that I don't want, I don't know if it's appreciated or not. So for now I'll stay like this. And there are numerous amount of Porsches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 different Porsches in a 39 car pack. With just 2 missing from the initial start. And guess who is one of them? I honestly started looking at the race and knowing where I could have been. But anyway, and as speaking of which, has been, there is also Fedele. Now that I see about it, it is in the middle of nowhere, because he has 27 seconds of gap between him and Ippolito, but he is a whole lap behind the 4th place driver. So at this point it's really a fight between the first 4, and Balance and Mamad with just 3 seconds of difference between one another. So now we'll go here. And it has been, speaking of which, the Mamad made a 41.7. The only, no, because Pleus made another 1 in the last lap. Same goes for Ingal. So, not really the only one. But it's been a 1.7 compared to Bullens, and they made a 2.0. So it's a full 3/10 of difference. And they are currently 2.5 seconds. I think we are shortly going to appear in the battle for the podium. For now we'll stay here because still is the closest gap. And I will not go anywhere until proven otherwise. But the Porsche, I'm quite astonished to see it still fast. But Kyalami is not really a fast car prompt track. It's more of a technical one. It's really much like Nürburgring, so still the Porsche works. And Bullensen goes into the pit, so all my plan went into flames. Preto kinda using all the grass that is available. And so only one Lamborghini and 2 Ferrari. So we have basically half the field made out of Porsches. So a lot of Astons, a couple of Hondas, just 3, 4, 5 Hondas, which is odd considering how OP the Honda is, but it's not really that good to be driving it. It's more like a painful, heavy cement brick stuck in your shoe, but it goes fast. So you hate it, but you know you need to use it to go fast. And Novak gets overtaken by Shaver in the 203. So overtake here just behind. Outside of the pit. And just one Lamborghini. Bit odd considering Lamborghini and Kyalami are a very strong duo. A couple of BMW. Literally a couple. No, 3. So 3 BMW. The BMW is not really that strong here. The BMW in Kyalami is terrible to say the least. What else is it? Just one Audi. No, 2. There were 3 earlier on. But the Audi proves the fact that it's, and this is a flag that I will keep with me forever and ever, the Audi being the most balanced car. Maybe it's a good all around until it doesn't rain. But the Audi, currently driven by Mattia Nakira, is really a beast of a car. It goes fast everywhere. It's not really user friendly. It kills you easily. But it works. It simply works. It's not the fastest by any mean, and it's terrible in the wet. But until it's dry, you are safe with it. The only thing that I hope for the next update is that the Audi gets a little bit of more electronic functionality, because in the wet I just can't bear it. As a main Audi, I just can't. It's impossible. It's possible, but you just go slow. You go slow, so slow. And you can't really appreciate it. Like you go easily half a second slower than what you could do without the electronic being so awful. Even because I saw in forums of different kind that the Audi doesn't really work the TC2. It's more like there. It's more like it exists. That's it. No, but the Honda, you can run it. You need to run it. When I ran it in another championship, the Honda, as Dipolito goes into the pit, and 41.067 has been set by currently the fastest car on track. So Porsche, speaking of which. The Honda has to be used with TC11. End of the sentence. It has to be run with 11. 10 maybe. Otherwise you can't really express all like... Oh wait, it was a drive-through penalty. It wasn't a pit. In fact, it just went a drive-through. So Dipolito had a drive-through for exceeding track limits. It was what, 2 minutes ago? I said that track limits aren't that popular. So the number 5 gives the position back to the 331 and to players just in front of him, setting up 1.5 for exceeding track limits. I think I go here with Patrick Den currently in battle with the 180 BMW for the Mission Spino. Seems like the Mission Spino from here. Not entirely sure. No, it's the Italian job, sorry. It's very hard to be to someone being recognized here in the night. So the Honda has to be running 11, but the Audi, whichever traction control you try to use, every time it doesn't work. Because it either goes too much or it doesn't. It doesn't go. So you basically have a wheel that you have to spin, and the result will appear. You just don't know which one. That you either spin, go straight, or just goes perfectly. There isn't a single lap where it's all normal. And I say it as a main Audi. I tried a multiple amount of cars. In this game, I think there are just 2 cars that I didn't try. The Porsche, because I didn't make it on time, because when I said, okay, go Audi, I go Porsche, they nerfed it. And honestly, I'm faster with the Audi now. And McLaren, I used it. It's odd. It feels very fast, but it just feels very fast, I'll be honest. The Ferrari didn't try it, because it has too much setup. Even if the Ferrari is now the second quickest car, and I'm not saying it, people are saying it. The Ferrari is now the second quickest car. Third is the Mercedes, because the Mercedes is just a rocket ship in the straights, and it works. Even if it undersees, but it goes. Until it goes, don't stop it. So, okay. The Lamborghini, at this point, I'm just waiting for the next update, because it's fast, but it's not, like, it's just an Audi. I really did a BMW Macanon, do not touch the other GT3, I've had no time, Lord. I did it just because I was bored. Because every single season I'm playing it, I've been playing... oh, the BMW there in the grass nearly collided with Mamad. Speaking of the Lamborghini, he went into the pits. I've been playing this game on PC since January of last year, and I've tried basically every single car, PlayStation included. I've basically drove them all. The Lexus is the only one that I didn't. I never really did anything on the Lexus, because I've always thought that it wasn't worthy, even if it was some time ago. The Lamborghini is odd. It's basically just an Audi, but kinda slower. it is faster, but just because it has a longer wheelbase, so it is faster in certain tracks. Like in Kyalami it works because it's very stable. So for the long fast enders, the Lamborghini is very good, but otherwise just an Audi was slower. In fact, in Hungaroring, for example, it's absolutely slower because of the longer wheelbase and being the same behavior of the Audi, at least for me. And Mercedes is all together. The Porsche works so good that they had to nerf it to 1,000,000 degrees of pressure. As Zani is currently approaching the 331. They have to defend against the 80 that is now behind them. So currently Zagdal, second place finisher in the Pulsing Gear GT3 Season 6, if I remember correctly. The reason why I approached him. The youngster, obviously for privacy I will not say his age, but I just say that he is very young. And possibly one of the future stars of this beautiful hobby. But it's actually an esport. If we go just above P4 at this point, because those times are esport worthy. Everything here below the 41.2 is just esport worthy. No question about it. Speaking of future, I'm seeing some 41.0.3 just very down the grid. Could have been P12. As I was saying earlier on, the Lamborghini at this point is not really worth to try it on, because the new Lamborghini is coming, possibly after Daytona 24 hour. Porsche 2, like approaching it now, it's too late. And I admit my fault. It is too late now. I saw a Porsche creeping into the backrooms. Or was I tweaking? Ferrari the same, because the new one has to come out. So trying now the Porsche was a mistake. I admit it for myself. So possibly this is one of the last races, if not the last, that we saw a high number of Porsche in one single track. Legitimately, because it has always been like this with the Audi same, with the Mercedes same, with the Ferrari the same. The car that is about to get an upgrade gets killed. And the ones that aren't used even, like Bentley, the Bentley you can't see it anymore because it has been slightly nerfed, minor nerf. I remember in the past been raiding minor nerf. You can't even see it anymore for how little the nerf was, huh? Unfortunately, the same little nerf happened to the Honda, and apparently the little nerf changed nothing. As the Honda is still too much power, and the only opponent oh, where is gravel? I'm hitting gravel. I know there is gravel. I know there is a car in the middle of the way now. I think it was the Aston Martin in the touch between the 80 and the 331. As now you can see from the helicam, there is a huge traffic there with Volkov. I think it was Volkov. Yes, we can see Volkov here. And the Honda, you can see from Volkov's wing that the Honda is tying the inside on the Porsche, but it doesn't happen as the Porsche of Zachar. I think it's better to go here. Overtakes the ETG Ferrari. So Honda has to stick behind the Porsche. I can talk for hours about the least interesting fact. I don't care, I can do it for hours. F51 currently and the 80 having a bit of a battle that lasted for something like 600 meters as traffic came around. So I can continue talking about the cars that have been killed. I think the only one that misses a lot is the Lamborghini. In real life, the Lamborghini is just powerful. It works. Same with the Audi. It's not that much around. And the Aston Martin isn't around in real life. So not really understanding why the Honda appears in GT World Challenge America. But why putting it as the main? The Audi should be the main. As we can see in the real life. This is a battle that I can continue for days. Until someone stops me. But anyway, back into the racing. Seems like Tani had a bit of a problem considering that... Who was that? It was... I have no clue. Maybe it was Schaber. Oh, it was Schaber. Okay, so Schaber... because Volkov is a whole lap behind the second placed car. Makes sense. So Schaber for... Is it a mission winner? No, it's a mission Spino. The mission Spino currently... in the middle of the battle between the two drivers. Jaco Schaber that was battling with another Porsche. Just can't recall where he is now. I was looking and then I wasn't... I can't remember the number. I'm sure that if I see the name I can find him back. Just can't remember. Which one is it? Is there a solo driver here? I think there is. Looking at here, no, it's not here because I saw him in the SimGrid page. Just that I can't seem to find him because it doesn't exist anymore. Anyway, placing the 2-1-2 just made his personal best, team personal best, 41.3, a lot of hours into the race, and we are also... Okay, this one is better. What is the temperature? It is... I can see it here, I can see it here, I can see it here. It's 22 degrees. We started with 27 and 33 on track. So 5 Celsius. Not really that much, to be honest, considering that we are already a huge time into the race. Nearly... if I remember correctly, it was the same. Yes, it is 8:41, so it is an hour in front of me. No, behind me. And I think I want to go here too, because now there is a little battle between here, the 369 Porsche and the 119. And for next time I really need to have a team names word, because I forget every time to do it. Because unfortunately this graphic doesn't let me see them, because I think in this endurance race the team name is more important than the drivers, for obvious reasons. And this is just the first of the 12 races that will appear in the whole calendar. I can see from Discord here at okay, now everything seems to work. Why can't I find it? Okay, so the current calendar puts Monza as the next race in about a month, on the 25th of February. There is going to be a 4-hour Brands Hatch, a little endurance. 4 hours is not a lot in March 25, and then April 22 is going to be the huge one, the big one, the first of the big ones, to be honest, because in April there is going to be the 24 hours of Watkins-Glen, just because we are bored of Spa. It's going to be 24 hours of the best track in the calendar, and it is a thing, no one can say otherwise. Watkins-Glen is currently the favorite of all the drivers in the game, as I'm also seeing here, back here. No. Ooh, there, around there. No, mate, because it's just free cars now. Remember that I died. The 40 is not there anymore. Unfortunately, because we were really good. Currently, the ERS cars are 8th, 10th, and 18th. So 33, 331, and 5. I should establish a number for the team, to be honest, because now there is the need to do it. Because earlier there wasn't. Alani, oh, definitely brakes way too late. Very late on the brakes, way too late, going 50 meters. Remember that Porsche is the best in terms of braking, while the Honda is the worst. So really judging your braking point as a Honda as a Porsche is terrible. 34 and yep, 34 and 37 are the FRL community cars. He was Italian. I'll be honest, I think I'm not known in Italy as a driver. And I'm not joking, I don't think anyone in Italy knows my existence. So it's usually it's odd, like a thing like this, because usually Italian drivers you know the names, but I don't think I exist in the Italian community, as the Porsche has to avoid other Porsche, and Lani too kinda did it. He went into the grass a bit. So just because someone is Italian, possibly it doesn't even is not even close to me by remote chance. Which is unfortunate, but it's the path I took. Just saying no to the Italian communities for a little. I took it personally. The only race I did in the Italian community, and since the day I say, okay, never again. Oh, there is a yellow flag. I'm seeing yellow. It is Lezzi. Speaking of Italian, it is Pier Antonio Lezzi. That I can't see what happened exactly. Just know that he is. Oh, there was also a car in the gravel. Doesn't seem like anything happened. Oh, then he's into some troubles. No, he's just colliding with another Ferrari. Oh, something happening here. He collided with a Ferrari. I think it is the number 52. Ooh, braking on the grass is not a good idea here. And in fact, the Ferrari didn't collect him. He just went wide. Don't worry, but Aston really had a moment. He really had a moment of scariness by the Aston Martin driver. And I'm quite sure it was Fernandez. Yes, it was Fernandez, obviously, because 25 is currently in the pits. It's quite impossible for him to be there. Nothing Italian watch Academy, it's seriously high standard. I hope. Well, last time I drove, it wasn't, but it was a long time ago. I'm honest about that. It was 2 years ago. I think the standard has went up a bit, but I never came back, mostly because I'm in some communities I'm basically a standard customer in some communities, like this one, like FRL, for the enduro, and so before for the sprint. I'm a usual customer in some leagues, so I don't even have the will to just change it all, even if I could. But I should, to be honest. I should do it one day. Maybe. For now, still with Lani. Alpha second. Seems like the gap is kind of standard. So, just as a switch of perspective. So we go from the Porsche POV with the 80 still getting very close to the Swedish driver, lapping 2.4, no 2.0, and same goes for Lani, a very high standard pace for the Swedish and the Hungarian. We don't know. Wait a second. That was unexpected. What was that? I saw a BMW appearing out of nowhere. There was a BMW sitting in the apex. I think it was Let's because I saw the gold line on the car. I think it was... Oh, bro, he's off. The number 2 currently sitting in the middle of the apex. Something happened here. We see from the interior cam. With bro in the number 2. Getting touched by someone. Getting hit by someone. I'm not entirely sure who that was. It was an Aston Martin. And it's not really helping considering 3/4 of the grid is Aston Martin. And still here. Because it's the main battle. Still with the Porsche. I'm still astonished that the Porsche is kinda keeping the pace with the Honda. 2.5 for both drivers. They are lapping basically in a photocopy machine with the Honda every single time trying to launch the car, maybe hoping for the braking point to be closer as the fuel is less and less. Still 0.5 between the two drivers, so we go split for now. And even the best lap is kind of the same, 1.6 for both drivers. Their best current standard. What am I trying to say? What am I even trying to say? 1.6 is the best lap for both drivers. So on the Porsche here, pretty balanced. Here and only. So now the half time still is there. But the orange car stays in front. And I think at this point I can really do it. No, maybe later. I think maybe later. So that I can do something here. But this is interesting. I didn't know the existence of this. Okay, no, it's terrible. I absolutely call otherwise. It's terrible. It's a terrible idea because it's not reading the times correctly. I think at least as the Porsche very close to the Honda, or more the opposite. The 999 FRL car has to let the two drivers pass. With, I think it was Woodward last time I saw it. It is Thompson now driving it. That's currently the 80 with another Porsche sitting there in the middle of sunset. This corner is fabulous. It's basically like a better Cota. He goes into the side and he goes into a bit of contact with the other Porsche. I wasn't expecting it. He loses a couple of times, but nothing too bad. So this has to be gone. Now the gap is 1.2 between the two drivers. I think you can stay here. I think I can also put my lights purple. I said it on. I said it, and I was just thinking it. I think I said it. Not really my aim. Why isn't it working? But anyway, Aceman now very close to. Oh no, no, there is a lap of difference between the two drivers here. So we'll stay here from the TV2. Oh, way better. Okay, so it works. And I need OBS. Okay. So for now, the gap is compromised because last lap was a 2.6, so not really the best one for Zactal, but Lani made a 3.4, definitely off pace, since he had to lap a car. And for now the gap is back to 1 second. And the only drivers that are putting ones are very few. In the last lap it has been a handful. It has been Nakira in the number 3 with a 1.7. It has been Shaber with a 1.6 and Mamad the same with a 1.6. Then I see Pleus with a 1.8 for Yannick Pleus. Is it another mission Spino? Is this? Okay, can I try to recognize the liveries? And there has been another one somewhere around. It has been in here. It has been made by Caprini 51. And then even more down the grid, there is no one. Oh no, there is Daphner. Ian Daphner. With other ERS Porsche. Setting a 1.6. Okay, man. A 1.6, so currently is effectively the fastest car on track. Is 17th. What a news. The other youngster. Very new to the game too. I know he's been in the game for 2 months. And he's already setting my lap times. Ah. Back in my days. I'm 20, so I can't really speak. Can you explain how Ian is an AM? No! I can't. The only thing that comes to my mind because well, you know, I made him do the time trial. And apparently it's just Barcelona. Pleus is off. Yellow flag. Yellow flag is into the wall. P5 driver is into the wall just after the S. Something happened here. Huge one. No, it's the last corner. Second to last corner. Oh, into the curb he went. Into the grass he went. And didn't correct in time. And he went into the wall. And it's a huge one for the leaderboard. Because he went out in Cheetah. And he is now just 7 seconds ahead of Jensen, with damage. There's been 9 seconds being lost by the German driver for the Mission Spino. And now it's going to be interesting to see if Jensen has the pace to take it out on Pleus, even if Jensen's last lap was a 2.7, so not really something that causes trouble by the Porsche driver. But yes, Ian is not an IM. He's wrongfully accused of being an IM driver. In fact, I saw the chat last day, and with James straightforward saying, "Mate, do you like us putting the pros? Just ask." So yeah, but for now we keep the black liveries. Nevertheless, I will decide later on. For now he keeps it. Because yes, the colors in the cars are different levels of skill set. So still, not really a news considering that's the closest still the closest I think it is, yes. So I was speaking about lap times, and as soon as I mentioned Pleus, apparently I should shut up. Okay, I can't do commentary because apparently people will get angry because each time I say a name they explode for a reason or another. I'm seeing another yellow flag, in fact. Please don't tell me it is someone that... Okay, I don't know where it was, I just saw that it was. What is here? There's been a contact here. Oh no, it's way too late. Oh no, it was the contact between the two. Okay, yeah. It was my side. It was my side even because... Where am I? Oh no, I lost myself. Okay. Nürburgring, it was my side because the BMW is very strong in Nürburgring, and honestly set the fourth fastest lap ever in FRL. So for how much the BMW is good, but I think some credit has to be overdue. So look at the rain drove past me like it was... Well, I'm just gutted because he was winning even there, but I know that he pitted, considering he's new to the game, he's not used to the fact that pit stops put you on dry. Whichever tires you are in, you get put on track on dry in the pit lane, in the pit stop dashboard, and you have to change it. He didn't know it, and he went out on dry tires, so he had to do another stop. So basically he lost 1 minute M30 goes into the grass, Lani. So another loss of time. He was currently more than 1 second. It was 1.3. Now the gap is 2 seconds between him and the Swedish driver. So it seems like the Swedish driver can finally brave some air until proven otherwise. So I think now the battle closest is still this one here. Okay, cool. They've been fine. Yeah, he kinda said his real pace in race number 2. He definitely did. I still want to speak about the track because I'm talking about stuff, but it's just me and Chris talking each other. So if anyone has to ask questions about anything, just ask me because I was racing until. So yellow flag somewhere. It is Schaber having some troubles. For the other position spinner, I'm just seeing the final end of the car going into the wall, but I think I understood what happened. I think he collected the grass and the wall and then sat onto the final part of the circuit, as he has to let the other pass because he has to do another full lap before going into the pits. Also, Pleus' mistake doesn't seem to be a really impactful problem considering he just lapped 1.7 and he was 20 seconds ago the fastest man on track, I think, maybe. Seeing a 1.9 by Ian, obviously. No, okay, he was the fastest. So for anything about technical or race or championship or don't know, you want to talk about your grocery list that you have to go tomorrow to buy bread. Like I have to buy meat tomorrow because I finished it. And until I'm waiting for a battle, I'm starting to throw out things out of the cylinder, and I need fuel to speak about things. So be involved in chat if you want in any way. Even just to ask what is your favorite prime number. So, those kind of questions. I'm okay with everything currently. And by the way, it is 23. It's not really Schaber. Oh, he went. Oh, okay, this is maybe a huge one. A Schaber seems like a Mission Spino. I'm cursing them. That's the only thing that comes to my mind because it's already been the third car going in the same spot into the gravel. He's nearly collected a Ferrari there, but he maintained the line some way. And he managed to stay on track. Meanwhile here, the other ERS car, Ian Daphner, lapping 41.7. Someone gives this guy a pro tag, please. Because he's definitely flying faster than the top 3. And I'm not joking, I'm literally seeing the laps. He was the fastest man on track. Astonishing pace by the young German driver. Now battling with Costa for the 15th place. Lap number 236. Where do you find him? I didn't find him. That's the thing. I didn't. I was approached by him. So credit is overdue. For once, it wasn't me going around. Oh, something happened here. No, I didn't. And apparently I was just lucky as he goes into the right-hander and he overtakes the Aston with a pretty solid move. He uses all the track available, grass comprehensive, and overtakes the Aston initially, but I think the Aston wants to say his word on the matter. I don't think he's happy with the situation. He goes inside the covers, he goes into defensive, he possibly uses the Honda as a shield, which is highly possible. In fact, he does. He kinda uses him completely as a shield. In fact, you can see the Aston having some troubles going around the other Honda, but for now, the RS driver has won the battle. And it is now 25 seconds. He's now 25 seconds behind the 250, and with this rhythm, so basically 7 times a lap, I don't think it's that hard of a task to ask for. for the young German, making moves. See, he started. I think it's good move. Was it? No, the yellow is for contacts. Each time you do a contact with a car or a possible contact with a car, it tells you, mate, there has been something. In fact, you can see here, because I'm seeing now in the race control, I have 33 and 182 may have made contact. It kinda helps me. That's it. Honestly, the yellow thing just helps me. It tells me if something happens, and I can see it. That's it. It's the only thing the yellow thingy comes out from. So the RS driver already gapping 1.5 seconds. The Aston Martin behind him, and he's now 24 behind Gozdev, so already a second being eaten. I'm kinda happy about it. For now, we'll stay here because not really a reason to not doing it. And I just saw the leader there. It will be funny if Ian asks for let himself being passed for let himself pass on Nakira, because currently it is possible. But okay, I have to stop. I'm being too much of a fanboy. Unfortunately, I'm like this with everything. For now, the gap is reducing between Zaktar and Lani. And I'm looking at Shower because he now lapped 41.4. The leader is 18 seconds ahead. It's not an impossible task to ask for. There are still 2 hours to go. So more or less 2 pit stops. Not more or less. Take out the more or less. It is 20. It is 2 more pit stops. Because it's impossible otherwise. It's 65 minutes timer for every driver. So they can't go over the 65 minutes. You have to go before the 65. Otherwise it's a stop and go 30. Or a 90 seconds penalty. I can't remember. I think it was the first. So stop and go 30. Maybe a stop and go 10. It is a penalty. Two. Yes. What? I'm looking at him. Give me more context for the question. Because it made me a lot of things. Give me more context otherwise. I can't really answer you. Which P? 2. It's written on the bottom right of your screen. The number 2 is in second place, and also in the leaderboard in the left. But I admit it's the leaderboard in the left. Unfortunately, doesn't like flashes when I'm seeing as someone. It's something that for someone very distracting like me, it's painful. Because I'm always looking at the left when 203. So you mean Washer, in the other Mission Spino car, he's currently 30th. But I think he was the one that went into the wall earlier on and repaired the car. As in fact he was. Because I'm looking here, 20... No, okay. No, it doesn't seem like it. Oh, contact between the 9 and the 999. Something happened here. You can see the 9 going to the inside and making huge contact. Well, not huge. Some contact with the 999. So the number 9, Voltea, clearly asking for more space. And by asking, I don't mean that he politely asked it. He more like said it. Gave me more space. It was a rhetorical question. For now, the 9 currently lapping 2.6, it went slightly wide. Currently in no man's land, because Ingal is very far up ahead, even if he just pitted. But I don't know if he's... No, okay, I don't think. I think he's on the same lap, but he's 30 seconds. I'm undecided, I think I will go later on. But a bit of nowhere, considering that he's opening behind lap 3.6, the last lap, and he's 22 seconds away. while Noscan now in the wheel of the 46 is now out of the pits 20 seconds ahead. So kinda in the middle of nowhere, and he goes in fact into the pits. Oh, because it's the 1:58, so it's basically pit stop time for almost everyone. But I repeat, if you have anything to ask for, just ask. As we were into a bar, the pub is open. I honestly would do like a pub sort of kind of podcast if I had popularity, as I think the one that kind of break. No, I didn't. For a very tiny amount, but it didn't. The Dominic Cypress in the 119. Okay, I may take the sim grid. Nothing has to happen. The only minute I'm taking for taking sim grid, because I'm not likely not saying the teams. I want at least have the chance to scoring head at contact. Obviously I ask for something and I give and I get given this. Oh, okay, no. It's okay. It's here, luckily. And seems like Corving and Cypress had a bit of a contact between each other. So as I was saying, ask me everything you want to ask for. There isn't a single thing you can't ask except for my IBAN. Well, no, that one is available. Not for my credit card information. That's not available for the public. I'm trying to see something. I forgot what I was looking for. I think I want to go here and to search for the number 80. Because currently Lani still is kinda there, kinda not. For the GTR Masters. 2 seconds away from Zakdal for the Eclipse Racing Esports. As also the fastest of the RS cars, currently sitting in 8th, with KD in 10th and Daphner in 14th. I honestly love the nighttime, but it's terrible for the outside view. Oh, this one is a lap late, so it's not really worthy. And I will go a bit casual. We'll just go over the cars. I think I can't even go into qualifying comparison because I don't have the information. If someone from Assetto, because I will just set up. Oh wait, I can do something that I didn't do last time, but I can do it this time, which is the incident tracking. No, not this one here. I think this one here. Yes, it is. Because I can do this. And I can do maybe this. Haha! It works! It kinda does. Ta-da! It's the incident report. It works perfectly. Maybe. Let me see. Yes, so we have the latest penalty was car 331 left space and car 151 didn't quite make the apex 331 once and then again. 15 seconds penalty and frequent to be applied to the car 151. It happened a while ago. At 20, so just the beginning of my stint in the commentary box. Apparently didn't see it. Maybe a bit too late to say it. I don't really care. So it was the 51 and 150. So it was Zakdal and 151. Where is he? And Azikia making contact. Anything recently. I'm trying to exercise my will to do everything because I can speak about everything. So for now, I'll just use. No, that's Spotify. Wrong application. So I will just go here. Oh, okay. I broke something. No, he didn't. So still is this one here, the lower gap available. Even if I'm also seeing for 15th place, because the 9 and 33 are getting closer and closer. Half a second per lap. So Daphner really putting a stellar job. As again, he was the fastest all around the track. So, you know, astonishing job by the German. And I'm very tempted to see what will happen with new cars. Okay, go here. Because I think the Porsche will go into the bin the second the new Porsche happens. The question is when. Oh wait, there's been an overtake. Oh, obviously I wasn't looking. What happened here? There was some gap. Oh, there's been a mistake by Duke here. There was some gap. Oh, because the rest. Oh no, but it showed me plus 5 laps, but it wasn't. Okay, yes, okay, that's on me. So this puts Lovering in 19th place ahead of the Aston Martin number 45. Because the gap was stable. It was a second and something, then exploded. No, I should stop hitting the microphone. And I think I can go back here. So I'm very curious to see what will happen with the new BOP and the new changes in everything. Because it's going to be quite a necessary change. The Honda is just overpowered, the Porsche is destroyed because the new Porsche comes out, the Ferrari is not touched yet. For other reasons, the Lamborghini is still in the bin and will stay at this point. I'm honest, if available, I will be a Lamborghini fanboy the second it exits. Just because it's an Audi but Italian. The engine is the same. And the car was very, very fabulous to be driven. It's just that it was slow. So not really worthy. But the Lamborghini is a good car. Not gonna lie. Just that it is It is very It's very underrated. No, Audi 2020. Okay, 2024 is going to be the last homologation year for their rate. Okay. No, well, speaking of Audi, because at this point just yes, I consider the Formula 1 work is prioritized, and the Audi rate goes out of homologation in 2024. Possibly there won't be another Audi GT3, unless they use I don't know, an A3, A1 GT3 when Q7 GT3. Can't wait for it. But yeah, everything is quite a lot of question mark in the Audi hemisphere, considering everything. The Lamborghini comes out not even next year, but this one is already in Daytona. The car, it's already doing qualifying. I think it's going to be doing qualifying right now, so I could check to tell you how good is it. Prima have Lambo content. You can use in America this year, but have to use Porsche in Europe. 24 you get Lambo. No, 24 is the LMDH. 23 is already the GT3 Evo 2 for the Huracan. So the shark fin and the air scope. But altogether, the 2023 is the year the new Lamborghini, new Porsche, and new Ferrari. No, I know, I follow everything, so I can literally be a Wikipedia about this thing. So basically, apart from the fact that Arrow links, it's a bit odd. But basically, Arrow links us to will use Lamborghini GT3 and Porsche in Europe. Lamborghini in IMSA because they have the contact with the LMDH. In Europe, theoretically, they are Porsche until proven otherwise, because it's still a bit odd as a situation. Wasn't it GTE? Maybe it was. Wait, I have to check because I can't remember, and I'm very, very stupid about the fact, because I remember FRLACC has a partnership with Porsche, but I can't remember in if it was a GT or a GT3. Okay, no, it was a GT. I was correct. They are using GTE with a Porsche, as Lani went into the pits. So this gives Zagdal a bit of space to work with. That's why I was a bit confused. They are using Lamborghini in GT3, and they are using GTE with the Porsche. They use Lamborghini, so they can go GTE in WEC and LMDH in IMSA. So they are this year they are GT3 Lamborghini effectively all around. You were confusing me. In fact, I was like, wait, it was GT. I'm sure about it. In fact, it was. So that's it. Speaking of Prema, it doesn't. It's completely unrelated, but I just remember it. AF Corsa is possibly using a Ferrari LMDH next year in America. So basically putting a LMDH over an LMH homologation, which is completely doable because Ferrari is sold in USA, so they can do it. So it's a bit of a extreme movement all around. As we are with Runabi that had an awful start of a race. They are now in 22nd position. So this is the situation. So there is FRLACC and then Aerodems with Lamborghini in GT3 in both Europe, America, etc. And LMDH next year. While Porsche GTE, someone crashed from 25th place. I can't know who, but someone is not in the race anymore because I saw everyone going up a spot. Oh, Cat is off. Oh, Cat is into the wall for the Assetto Racing, and he goes in the middle of the last corner. Something happened here. I want to go back and see exactly. Oh, he made contact with someone, and the wall. There's something definitely happened here. You can I? Okay, there was a contact. I didn't think about it. As Abby is currently side by side with Van der Struis, and Van der Struis let him pass without any trouble. No, okay, I thought about the cutback, but Abby was clever enough to cover the inside and do not let the other pass. So the Porsche, I think, will stay behind, considering the pace difference. Van der Struis lapped 3.8 with a 2.9 by the Danish driver. So I want to see back what happened here between the 50 and the 999. Because you can see the 999 in front, the 50 just behind, kinda doesn't break, hit the 999 and goes also into the wall. And it's contact for the 50, and damage possibly too for the Assetto Racing. Yeah, you can see the suspension having some troubles. They were in 15th place, and they are now getting overtaken by, I think it is the 144. Should change the rules as he can qualify in America, but in Europe and the America. Cope. Cope. Honestly, I don't care. The rule is simple. You have to be a manufacturer selling cars in USA. That's a rule. Basically, that's the only rule. You just have to also use an LMP2 tab, but the rule went into flames considering the LMP2 next year will never exist, possibly. Oh, someone is into the gravel. Who is that? Gedman? Gedman is currently into the gravel. So something happening here. There has been a contact. Oh, there's been a contact with a Ferrari there. There's been a contact with, I think it was Franks in the 25. No, it was Franks in the 25. So there's been contact with the 999 now into the gravel. And then Toscano is also with yellow flags for a reason. Not really having the best day of his life currently. For which reason was it? A free wide there is nearly impossible. Oh, he made contact with the other Ferrari too. I think I can see the incident later on. But I now want to see here what is happening with Riddick and Schwanner, sorry. As currently the... Where am I? No, okay, here. Don't know what happened earlier with Riddick and Schwanner. with the Austrian giving the change to the German. On the curb they go. Seems like for now there isn't anything happening. I want to just... Can I... OBS, please work with me, it's not that hard of a task. Okay, I just want to reduce this one, like this. Okay, this is enough. So we go from the Helicam, you can see Aston Martin having definitely a better run than the Porsche by a million kilometers per hour of difference. Okay, seems like it's effectively the best battle, so I think I want to go here into Schwanner wings. He goes into the gravel as soon as I said it, so Riddick passes ahead and goes in 15th place with the Austrian now in 16th place just behind. Now that I am at this point, and Bigliani exits the pit just behind the two, so effectively he stays in 15th altogether. I want to see back what happened here. There's been a contact between Schaber and the BMW of the 180. Oh, definitely a contact! Oh, that was a big one. With BMW sitting in the middle of the apex. Contact with the leader. So late in the 180. Not really giving the enough space. While something happened here. Oh, okay, this is too late. This was the incident between the 25 and the 999. Trying to get space where there wasn't any. Plus it's a lapped car, so you have to give the space. You can't really work around that rule. So the 999 are not really having a good time because they have been put into some contact 3 times already in the past 17 minutes. And I wonder if the 202 has damage, and well, he has, but I just wonder how much. I'm quite astonished by seeing that. Not really something that happens so usual. Back again to the Glickenhaus. The Glickenhaus is awesome. Okay, let's face it this way. The Glickenhaus is a pretty car, but that's it. In NLS, it has been created as a class just for their existence, because they didn't comply with any regulation that was around. So they literally created a class just for the Glickenhaus, for compete. In WEC, the car was so much out of pace that I had to put it out of regs to compete, and still didn't win. And it happened in Monza, because in Monza they put the Glickenhaus out of limit in power, literally, because of complaints, and the car burst into flames. Because of the turbocharger, okay. But honestly, you can't put a car out of regulations just because it has to compete. It's out of this world. The car just doesn't work. It's awful in every aspect. It's terrible. It doesn't work. It does the same aerodynamic of a keyboard. It's ugly. And his owner is a prick. So you can tell me all the things you want. The Glickenhaus doesn't deserve to be loved. Period. There isn't. That's my sentence, and I stay with it. Toyota will never appear. 1, because there is Acura. 2, because there is no will to do it. Like, it's completely useless. Honestly speaking, doesn't have sense to go into IMSA 4. The BMW going into the gravel and gives the 33 the time to cover back to the Riddick just ahead. But as I was saying, the Toyota doesn't really have any reason to go. Like, why? Peugeot, it's actually possible, because they are Stellantis, so they could just put the Peugeot logo, throw it into the bin, take some glue, print a Dodge or Jeep or Chrysler badge, glue it to the car in the front, and you have the Peugeot 9X8, or in this case the Dodge NX8. because it's Stellantis. So they can do it. So basically, technically a Peugeot will never appear, but because it can appear a Dodge or a Chrysler, or if we can meme about it and we can have the Jeep LMDH. I would pay for it. I will pay for the Jeep LMDH. It will be such a thing to be seen, but it obviously will never happen. Glickenhaus no, luckily, because otherwise there will be complaints around. My Bob is wrong. The Porsche is winning. Well, of course they're winning. They put millions into the cars. Shut up. It's your fault. Don't. It's like going to a MotoGP race with a 125 cylinder. What do you expect? To win? To be competitive? No, of course not. You expect to lose everything and to be a joke. There is no reason to try to bend the rules because you are terrible. Okay, rant over. Rant over. Because this thing is honestly terrible, because the WEC Championship until this year was just terrible. By every mean. Because Toyota was just dominance by Toyota, Alpine was literally thrown into the ground and were put feet into their face. Because they are LMD1, LMP1 rebellion. It's a rebellion. It's literally a rebellion. It's written in the name. It's a rebellion car. Toyota is just Toyota, and Glickenhaus, and then Peugeot did the testing on track. So whoever expected the Peugeot to be competitive was wrong, by obvious means, because the Porsche clearly went into the track with a car that wasn't working because they didn't test it, because they tested it into the race. And I think there is still one of the two cars between Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2 in Monza. Because I remember it breaking down and never be recovered until the end of the race. Maybe it will work now in this season of WEC. This year and the next gonna be us. So before everything base, she must buy it for fun, because Garage 56. Garage 56 is the NASCAR hybrid GT3 whatever thing is happening in the Hendrick Motorsports head. So basically they put hybrid doors, headlights and a couple of wings. Not obviously the rear wing you're seeing on the cars, obviously not, that will be too European. They put some little flaps all around the car to put some more downforce for the car, obviously, for obvious reasons. And they are putting the V8 around. It's possibly the 560 HP, not the 700, for safety reasons, or just because it has to go as much as possible. But maybe I can't remember if they're using the 700 or the 560 horsepower. I really can't remember. I think the 560. But they are Garage 56. Obviously, they don't race into a class. They race into a class of their own, which is the experimental class. Last year was drivers with disabilities. Some years ago it was the H24 that never really appeared. So it's going to be interesting for me. But yeah, Aston, I'm still angry at them, and honestly I'm happy that everything bad that happens to them in Formula 1 is happening, because they bent the rules of the WEC Championship. They literally bent them, and then they bailed out. Because the Valkyrie has to compete in the WEC. Okay, the rules are now made for the Valkyrie. Okay, we are out. Why? But I know the reasons. They made an Audi. It's obvious. And Audi, for how much angry I can be, they made the right choice. Going to Formula 1, because Formula 1 is obviously a better billboard than WEC. By obvious means. Even because WEC is paywalled as a little series, you can't paywall a little series. Because WEC is a little series compared to... they had to do like Formula E. Put it free to air. Maybe not all the rounds, but at least the 24 hour. At least the 24 hour, put it free to air. not paywall, because no fans will gather around the WEC if they don't know that it exists. I'm getting really angry tonight. I know the reason. Apparently I'm still angry for what happened 7 hours ago. And I'm still crying. I keep going here because the screen is going yellow every single time, because Schwanner is still staying behind Riddick with a normal pace for now, 43.1. That's the thing overall. I'm more interested about the LMDH more than the WEC. With WEC I'm scared because Ferrari, even if it's a Corsa, but it's Ferrari. And they've not been good in testing. What was the last testing in Ferrari? Ferrari LMH testing. It's okay. It's average. Not really Porsche level, but it's not a BMW level at least. BMW with the gearbox taking basically fire each time you look at it badly. Hi BMW, and poof. Oh, never mind. It explodes. Or the Acura go into the wall in Road Atlanta. Funny. Oh, there is a bit of a contact between the leader and P21 car, with Celia having a bit of a moment. I want to see it back. You can see him going into the curb, jumping it and making contact. But luckily nothing happened to the leader, otherwise I would have heard someone complaining very loudly. Wherever he is, I would have heard him. I can stay here. For the flat out sim racing, currently leading even here. It wasn't enough for leading in the sprint in Friday, so it will be the second win if it happens. There is still 20 seconds to go. With Manum, that's now in second, in the 202. Very gaining a couple of times to the number 3. So it's a missing spinner here in second, with Jeremy Donadieu in the 640. And Simgrid, if you are hearing me, please put the numbers in number order. Because if you're someone like me that forgot to do the word in a clever way, I won't find it. Okay, Project Reborn, the first. There isn't a second, so I'm not really sure why there is the number 1. So it's one after ones, okay? Really? I just noticed it. Lol. I just noticed it. So Fedele and Zakdal going in for the second to last pit stop, and they are doing 45-45, so very short fuel and tires, unless they want to go 1 hour and a half with just one set of tire, which is risky. And KD2, so the 2 LS cars with his beautiful livery, taking inspiration from the real Saturn V, in the stellar slash spatial slash space slash whatever related theme of the team. They went for all white and with black and orange accents, but still with the orange LED to recognize it. I think it's the only car on track with the orange LEDs. I hope. I should stop being so much about it. With Benjamin Eck now in the 331, the Campo in the 230, and Dipolito in the 5. So switch of drivers for all of them. With Christoph, that is still behind Eck, and apparently the gap is less than a second. You can see that Christoph now in the 80, subbing for his teammate. I think there is the chance for an overtake because the Porsche has cold tires, and in fact it goes into the inside, no touch between the two drivers. Maybe I spoke too soon? No, I didn't. Oh, he cut across, covers the inside. It doesn't cover the inside, it let the Honda take some space, and the Porsche has to let the Honda pass because it has hot and prepped tires. So Christoph effectively in front of the other Swedish. But this is not the Swedish. With other Swedish. So going to this boost the Hungarian back in front of the ERS car. With cold tires, but I think that we may see the chance for a change during the ongoing stint. Meanwhile, Young in the number 9 is very close to Golzev in the 250. 250 being the car just in front there in the Aston Martin. So we're now on board with the slowest of the two, theoretically. But I think the Wild Things Racing by Colex GG is the chance to go over the 250 for the R2G Racing. Okay, I'm tired. Understand me. And obviously I lost an overtake. Oh, another overtake here. So double overtake, obviously. I just give up at this point. So yeah, the Ferrari went into the inside of Cat. I was trying to see even Riddick's loss of position, but apparently I don't know where. So we'll stay here with Young trying the inside, understanding that there is no space available for him. Staying behind. So now 250 is still in front of the 9. The 33 is now in front of the 801. Ah, because there has been a mistake. That's why. Because I'm seeing the time being red flagged, and clearly with a mistake because he is. Oh, Lovrenix is off. Something happened here because I saw yellow flags. Over rev. Okay, that's not a problem. The rear definitely is snapping off. Okay, this was risky. He collects the car in time and doesn't explode into the wall. So now the Ferrari Lovrenix still in race in 18th place. He definitely used his Joker card for the championship. Because that was a near miss that didn't happen for very little. Talking for experience. For now we stay here because Young and Golzev still have a good battle that can be flared up. You can see here, maybe the 9 has the chance this time. No, it doesn't. Still doesn't. We'll see from the helicopter. Okay, I can't understand anything from here. Not really any better. Here. For now, still. I'm also seeing some battle behind. Ferrer and Curtin, 127, 935, and 203 and 254. But this is still the closest. You can see from the leaderboard on your left, the gap is close to a little piece of paper. I don't think there is much to play with. Oh, maybe goes into the outside for the cutback. He maybe tries to take some more speed from the Aston Martin. Little bump draft. Oh, into the grass. The Aston goes and he goes into the pit. So never mind everything. And this puts Young in 12th place. With Van der Strass still having some difficulties passing the 45. Another Aston Martin, another Porsche. Seems like the same script. Oh, Cat is off. Oh, Cat is into the grass. It doesn't seem to have collected any damage. There are multiple battles here. There is also Van der Strass now overtaking the Aston from the outside. He tries and he goes with... Oh, there is, I think the 43. They are having some troubles. He was just behind, and I think that this gives the Aston Martin number 801 the chance to overtake. The number 33, oh, I thought it was just in the middle of the way. Thank you, Windows Defender, to ruin my stream. Very appreciated. We know the 203 of Washer battling with Dan. Just behind him, you can see Dan in the 254 Aston Martin. For now it stays like this. Just for now. Oh, some traffic behind us. I'm seeing the 5 going across, trying to put his nose. So Mission Spino again goes into the grass, and this puts Dan in a possible advantageous situation. Well, at least it's a good spot to try the overtake, because he has possibly the slipstream from the one in front and the speed by itself, because it's an Aston Martin. And also I think the position has been done by the 254 Aston Martin with the 203 that will let the number 5 pass by. And he goes. So this puts the other battle here. It's Curtin in the 935 and Ferreira in the 127. So Tom Curtin for the Advisor Racing team, battling with Ferreira in the 127 BMW, the only one of the three, sorry. So Team Evo Simu as they show. Oh, Chris Wilder still again here. Seems like another overtake has happened here while I wasn't looking. I think I can go back here to see what happened. Okay, it took him just where it was less probable to be took. And this was Gish Warner overtake, with now having a Honda kinda passing by. See, oh, Brof is off. The number 2 is into the grass, the gravel. This time it was effectively the gravel. But I think I will still be here, as there is a lot of traffic to deal with. You can see from the splitter. A lot of traffic. Okay, the Helicam is definitely worthy the view. As you can see here, the ERS car had to defend against the 801, which is an Aston Martin, but it at least has the slipstream to help him with Aston Martin that closes by in the straight, but has to let off in the turns. As the Honda passes the first Porsche, the second Porsche passes the other Porsche. Oh, he clips the curb, and the Aston is off, and the 201 is into the wall. It was definitely a recipe for disaster, that one that was happening. So Riddick currently into the wall because the Porsche was effectively without any space. It goes. Okay, didn't went into the wall, but he got collected by the Porsche there. We'll stay back with Curtin, because I think here it's a possible overtake that may happen between the Team Evo and the Advisor Racing team. For now, the BMW stays where he is. So the Porsche being collected by the 101 was the 801 was the 151, currently sitting in 38th position. So the 38th position kinda compromising the battle for 14th place, as this one here sparks. which car is that right now. You can see from the bottom right of your screen which car is it. Unfortunately, I can't show you the team because it's not possible by reasons. But I'm trying my best to tell the team, to say the team name, as I know is very important for everything. As curtain lets off for a car to pass. I'm seeing a lot of black on the delivery, so I think it is one of the mission spin winner. Mission spin, no? Why am I saying so much stuff wrong today? It's astonishing. I think I'm putting a record. Oh, yeah, I can't use Discord, I forgot. I hope no one... No! This was... Okay. So for now, the Porsche there is the number... Can I see it, or do you break in half? Okay, no, I think he breaks in half. So I can't really see. I will see from here. I think it is the P2. Is it the P2 or P3? The 202. No, it's 212. Oh, it's Aleman. It's Aleman in the Porsche 212 in 5th place. You can see him flashing the light. And I'm quite sure it is a mission spin, no? Oh, he nearly collapsed him. In fact, it was the 212 mission spin, but he gets possibly attacked by the Porsche. He goes a bit wide, but for now seems like nothing will happen as the Porsche gets back into attacking position. We'll go from the interior to look at what happens. He goes into the inside. We'll go from the helicam here as he goes into the inside. Cuts across. Doesn't collect the... where is he? The French driver. And now the Irishman is currently in front of the 27th placed car. So Tom Curtin now in 26th, and this gives the advisor racing team a spot more for one of the two cars. And this one being the highest ranked. Ian, I saw. I saw because Christoph went looking at it. I know that it wasn't even your fault because he told me that the suspension just went kaboom without any particular reason. Oh, contact between here and 123 and another car. It was an Italian job car, that's for certain. But I think I can see from here. This was the 180 and 123 back again in contact. As you can see, the Honda trying to pass, and goes into the wall. And this puts Pallino in a bit of a dangerous situation. He's still with yellow flags. Okay, no, seems like he recovered. But this puts Zinoviev in a bit of a problematic situation. As Cat made contact with someone. You can see here what happened. Instantly. I can tell you that something happened. Oh, contact between the two cars. And it was the 212 passing by. So, basically, he told me that it wasn't your fault, so no worries. I mean, sometimes it happened to me in Bathurst, and the guys can tell you this suspension going. That Mercedes really went in another planet. It wasn't a Mercedes. It was a Mercedes. It was bro. It was bro going a bit in another track. So yeah, so sometimes the suspension in this game just plop. Not really sure why. I'm just happy that you are still racing at least in 14th place. But trust me, I'm giving you the merit for being fast. You were setting fastest lap of the whole pack of cars. So you were the fastest of 39 multiple times. So you're not really in bad shape. But the 50 had a moment. Another one. And I'm now worried about, was it with another car? It wasn't. It was on himself. He goes into the grass, touches the grass, and goes into the wall massively. So 19th place car now has tremendous problems on his car. So certainly that's a suspension damage on the front end of his car. In fact, you can see there is another car. Which car is it? I can't understand. It is definitely a car. I will go by... Okay, I was either very lucky or... Anyway. What expected. Anyway, B. Maria was the one with some troubles on his car. Seems like it. So now Benjamin Eck closing the gap to Christoph, who lost 1.6 seconds on the very last lap. I'm hearing gravel. Not sure from who. Not really sure. Possibly some troubles with lapping some cars. Still up in front, seems like the gap is constant, stable. With Celia in number 3 ahead 23 seconds to the 202 Mission Spino. So the Flat of Sim Racing are really having a good blast of a race. Spark flying by the Porsche. And the gap is back to 4 seconds. For again, I think we found the car that was making trouble even for the 80. Because now Eck lost the same amount of time. But I think I want to go here, no. Because Clark has a lot of time. He's a lap down his next opponent. So I think I can go... Tell me a number. Because the gaps are pretty gapped all along. I think we can go with Pierre Ferrari in the 51 in the Saieti Corsa. Currently 3 seconds and a half away from the 75 drove by the other Italian, and 75 being good question. I have to find him. The Auros Factory Racing. Each time there is an E, I don't know if I should say it in Italian or in English, because it changes like completely. One is a E and one is a E. So, not really sure. Anyway, still Crafts. I was saying another thing, but Crafts made trouble with the 33 for some reason. So I can see the replay from here. You can see from the Helican what happened. There was the 253 for the Red King Motorsport trying to take the gap on the 33. But my question is, was it necessary? And the answer is no, because Luke Crofts is a lap down. Why? I'm not steward, but why? So I can making contact with the 53 for reasons, and not sure why. But for now, I think we can stay here because Ferrari is gaining half a second to Bigiani. And the gap is now 3 seconds with a pit stop to go in the next 9 minutes. I think we will see. Okay, there is a penalty. 254 penalty. Is it a 15? 15 seconds plus 3 points for the 254. For some reasons. 254, 254, 254, 254. Where is it? Can't find him. 254. It was Patrick then making contact with someone. 254. I can't even see him on the replay. So something happened earlier on. Afraid I don't have the replay to show you. Not even the race log. For how much time it was. Plus 3 points of penalty. Because it was in open at 20:52. Okay, that's why. That's why I can show it. So 15 seconds of penalty. With 68 minutes to go. And we are currently with the Sageti Corsa Honda. A bit below the grid, but he is gaining on the car in front. Quite a bit. Not the last lap, because it has been a 0.9 for one and a 3.2 for the other. So it has been a different path this time. Okay, this is better. I need to see here. Okay, yes. So it is nice to see that. Oh, Abby and Cat making some contact. I just can see the reason. The penalty. Oh, contact between Cat and the 144. With the 144 that was trying to overtake on Cat. I think after the pit stop that I did not see. For now, Abby will try again the overtake on Cat, and this time he succeeds in it and goes in front of Cat in the 50. So the former fastest lap holder overtook the Western Racing for 18th place. Still a huge amount of laps behind. It's 5 at the moment, but never give up, I guess. Great pace by the Danish driver and the team. Okay, this view is terrible, you can't see anything. And the gap is back to 1.4. So now the Nordic Evo Racing has position more, with Abby in 18th. And searching for Madsen, his teammate, currently 6th, lapping slower than the other part of the room, but still on a very good pace. Not the last lap has been a 3.1, but overall it has been a good race for them, as they went into 1.4, their best lap. Best laps are also kinda okay with everyone. Seems like everyone is more or less in the spot that they deserve, with AB being the greatest. AB, Lovernik, and Geschmadner, so the 33, the 52, and the 144 being the outsiders there, considering they have the pace for another position, they just are there. For now we are with Barf and the 203 with Washer, so we go with Washer's wing. And I need my water, because otherwise my voice explodes. Opa! Okay, can I not kill myself in the meantime? Refreshing. Barf very close to Washer, as a couple of drivers are into the pits. James, if you're following the stream, for next time, so do a Radio Le Mans. Set up a Radio Le Mans for me, so I can speak about everything for the next long race, like for the 24-hour. Put up a Radio Le Mans sort of thing where I can just speak while in the bed and speak about things. Because oh, there's been something happening here in the ticket. Jacob Scheber and Pierre Antonio Lezzi being the counted ones, as I'm just looking quickly if there is any overtake happening. Apart from this one, it doesn't seem the case, so we'll stay with Washer's wing, even if Caprino and Nossis are possibly changing position. As you can see him, Osiu is trying, Anthony Osiu will be trying the overtake on Caprino in the 51 Saghetti Corse, but it doesn't happen as of now, but it may happen in the near future. Please nothing happens while I go into looking at the Discord. Car 180 seems to allow the faster car through, however the braking zone makes contact with the 202 and gets 5 seconds penalty plus 1 point of penalty. 180 and 202. 180 and 202. It was Pallino and the 202. Oh, I understood what it was. Yes, it was the incident that we saw the car bouncing off into turn. I think it was. Yes, I think it was Clubhouse. If I remember correctly, it was either Clubhouse or no, it was Clubhouse. So turn 7, and it was the little incident we saw earlier on. I think I can't show the replay because it's too late. But I know what we are talking about. Meanwhile, here, Washer and Barf still kind of having a bit of a fight for 29th position, as the one between Osiu and Caprino has effectively ended. I'm possibly saying his surname terribly wrong, but I never did French, and never I will, because I mean, that's a thing. I will. If there is something I will never do is learning French. Such a useless language. I can't speak, but it's useless. But Washer, the German, like that's a language I will learn. The German, that is useful. You can work with it. The French, what? You can like go buying groceries. That's it, and be fancy with your girl. Okay, I know that someone is going to unfollow the channel after this. Okay, that's the problem, because after 11 o'clock I start saying things that I might regret. So in case, don't be offended. Meanwhile, Washer goes into the pits. So the mission winnow number 203 goes in for the last pit stop of the evening, or night at this point. Because it's 23 o'clock for me, 22 o'clock for who has a wrong clock. Yes, I should definitely... Oh, there is a yellow flag. There is a yellow flag somewhere. It is 420. Sitting in the middle of the gravel. Staying there. I don't know what happened. It's staying there. Oh, there is Cypress too, with an incident of some kind. Is there has been an incident or just a contact? There seems to be just a contact. You can see quickly what happened. No, not here. I can't find him. Ah, Cypress. Here it is. Oh, he braked in the grass and found himself into the gravel. Kind of trying to have as much track as possible. But nothing really happened for him, because he went in the pit straight after. So not really a huge loss for him. As Dan and Laurent are still fighting for 27th position. So just a tiny bit ahead. Quite curious to see all the pit stop that will happen in the next couple of minutes. Seems like a couple of drivers had a bit of a moment, considering that I'm now looking at the time they have been stopped. There is more or less all 30 seconds. With the 250 I didn't see it, but it took a drive-through. So the pit we... Oh, Spalino. Has there been a contact? Yes, there has been. 180 and 935. So Tom Curtin and Spalino making contact. Oh! Yeah, definitely some contact has been made by the 180. And 180, it's... Usually I'm not right on this matter. because I hate it. As Lovering is now getting closer and closer to the car in front, so Sio now has another opponent to deal with. But the 180 is getting on my screen too many times. So for the 180 crew, please stop. Like it's I will not say how many times you are here. Just too many. One is okay, two is already too much. The number is over every single percentage that I approve. But for now, Laurent and Dan still having some battle for 27th position. But the same is happening for the 18th. And I think the 18th position is getting hotter than this one. Okay, definitely is, because now Dan is into the gravel trap. So now we go here with the Sue and the Ferrari 52 just behind. The 801. So we are speaking about the Honkers team. As the Ferrari goes into the inside, little contact between the two drivers. Definitely some contact, but I think the Ferrari passed him, flashing the lights, clearly saying, mate, why? No, I don't approve it. And definitely it has happened something. Even behind, but I will see later on, as the 52 is now in front with Aston Martin now trying to launch into the inside. And I think there is no contact, with the two drivers giving each other the sufficient space to not make contact, but it was very close between the two drivers. And now the 801 has had to give the position to the 51. That I'm not finding on the team table. Ah, because it's a 52 here. Because I can't read. That's the reason. I read 51, it is 52. That's why I couldn't find him, because it's a 52. So it is the Bricks Racing now in front of the 801. And I want to go here because Karner and Shaver are having another fight with the 203 Mission Spino. Now trying to get in front of the 944. What you can see here is it's Benjamin Eck cutting across the battle. So the advisor team has to can't defend that much. They can use the Porsche as an advantage. The 51 clearly goes into the inside because they have to, and this maybe give Shabers an opportunity to pass. No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. So advisor team now it has to defend against one of the Mission Spino cars, the 203, the lowest of the one, even if the other sister cars are definitely good, with one in second and the other in 5th place. So I suspect this is the Academy division running the car. Okay, I wasn't seeing anymore the 80, but that's because they pit. So clearly a reason why they were so much behind to Eck, because for a moment I saw the 80 disappear. It was just not in his position. Carl, the battle is still here. I'm speaking very calmly now that I notice it. Usually I'm way more over the hill. And the 203 seems like he's outbreaking the 944, but Advisor seems faster in exit compared to the Mission Spino. Some grasses. That was from, I think, Benjamin Eck. Oh, he goes and tries the inside, he goes into the inside. Oh, there is a touch between the two drivers, and one of the cars is off. The Mission Spino is off into the gravel. Can I see the contact? No, I can't. So I will do it manually. So we'll go here. To see exactly what happened from the passenger view. He tried the overtake a bit too optimistic, and in fact he spun the car on himself and found himself into the gravel. So now there is 8 seconds between him and Karner, so a possible overtake now transformed into something way worse. A chase in long distance. And Melodic is off into the grass. We can see from what happened here. Curb number 1, curb number 2, grass number... okay, no. He didn't collect the wall, but even for him it was a very close call. Hi, John. A very close call for the driver. For the driving. It's 7 hours. Why did you do 7 hours? Don't you have a teammate? Or did he have to it just wasn't available until now? So I believe both versions. 7 hours. I will do it, honestly, but like no. I will do it. I will be like, yeah, woohoo. If it goes well, why not? If it doesn't, no. Oh, the free! Oh, the free! Oh, the free! Oh, it's Celia! He's the leader! The leader is off! He's second! What happened here? He went into the wall? No, I have to check what happened, because he's now not in first anymore. He lost 20 seconds. Something huge happened. I need to see what happened. There's been a contact. But there isn't. I have to see exactly what happened. I can go 50 seconds behind. Please let me show him. Go from the passenger view. Did he make a mistake? He brakes here. No. Oh, he went into the wall. Because he lost the car on exit. And he's now into the pits. No, what have I done? Oh no, I jinxed it. Oh no, it's my fault. I jinxed it completely. When I said Celia had the win, I have to shut up. No, this is terrible for the free. And now 202 has the... I will not say it because I'm scared. But he is currently first. He went full on into the wall because he lost the car 1 hour to 50 minutes to go. That's really a shuffle of the cards. That was the leader with damage on his car. I can tell you, the damage is more than 10 seconds for now. 13. Since that car is off the jacks. No, it isn't. Okay, it is. 20 seconds of damage to his car. I really hope at least that the pit was programmed. At least. But now, Michele Celia has to do the impossible. Try to stay calm. Because I assure you, in this moment you want to plug off your PC. And when it happened to me, I Alt F4'd. Not in an endurance, obviously, but in these cases you just have to move on. And Michele Celia has to stay calm and keep the pressure down. It's hard, but he has to do it because now Donadieu is just behind. And at least a second place is good. It's not the best, but it's the second best. So it's not terrible, but it was a huge hit into the wall. With a 640 now on the chase for the Project Reborn number 1 on Michele Celia. That was definitely a shuffle of card. And I just pray, because I wasn't paying attention to it, I admit it. I pray that it was a scheduled pit stop. because he is now in 3. Seems like the average is... Oh, he's waiting in the gravel! He maintained the car, but again... He can't pressurize himself this much with cold tires for the more. Yeah, he tried to cut across, jump the curb, and nearly found himself in the wall again. Without the Nadir, 1.5 away. This is critical moments for the race. Even if I think no, it's same pit stop. So Ceglia and Donadieu are effectively sprint racing at this point. 1.7 seconds between the two drivers for the second place. And there is a minute and 0.1 usually in the pits. So this will put Ceglia 20 seconds away from Manurum, which is effectively the time he lost in the pits and the time he lost while sitting on the grass. Number 3, oversteer, power oversteer in the worst possible way. Power oversteer into Lukup in turn number 10. This one here coming across, and it will definitely do this turn way slower now. And Carriol is off into the wall. Another one. Seems like all these they are in the middle of the track. They have to go away. Oh, contact with another Porsche there. Not really sure what it was, but I need to see what happened here. There's been a huge contact here. Oh, there was a BMW just cutting across. What was that? It was the 420. That's... And the 420 made contact also with the 30. No, eh? What happened here? Seems like... Oh, he collected into the wall because the 420 tried to get back into the track. And at this point... where is... I have to stay objective. So this puts the 420 definitely in the aiming zone because he was just sitting there. I want to see back here what happened, because this doesn't make any sense. He was there in the gravel. He goes full on behind and collects and destroys Carolia in the 50 for the Westside Racing. And afterwards, 420, the 404 was the one collected with the 50, unfortunately, but just straight away dangerous reckless driving, straight away, and I expect I wouldn't say ban to the server, but a heavy penalty, because it has to be applied. This is unacceptable behavior, in my opinion. I know I need to be objective, but as a driver I cannot understand. I simply cannot. I cannot accept such behavior. Jacob Scheber 182 cannot be deemed at fault, so no further action. Okay, so I expected a penalty, honestly, and nothing happened for the 182 for something. And I was not covered about. And no additional filters privilege. Okay, now it's correct. So 420 ruining 2 races in one shot, maybe 3. We're now heading into the 45 minutes, the final 45 minutes of the race. With Ippolito going into the pits. Remember that the 5 and the 51, the two teammates, are in the same strategy because they pit in the same lap. So at this point it's just a battle between the two drivers for who pushes more. And there's also here the battle between Ceglia and Donadieu after Ceglia went in power oversteer. In Leukop, in this corner here, he went here in the left hand side and collected the wall going into the right. A very odd one, even if the lap with the car and somebody will look at it. 285 I think it was. I like that. I like that you are basically putting the guns already on. Sorry for having brought it up, but I just can't accept it. It's something that, as a driver, I hate to see it. But then currently, seems like he is. No, it was. I think it was lap 285, but the car was 420. If you want to know, I think you can saw from the race control. You can see from the race control 420. I don't know. Abdullah currently 1.4 seconds away from Celia, and he's gaining 3/10 of a second, at least in the last lap, because he is also encountering some. Was away from 5 minutes. You want to see it again? Because I think I can. Okay, you missed it. You missed this. This is what happened in some laps ago. By the way, Celia is. So that's your fault. So you understand you can't leave for 5 minutes. It's unacceptable behavior. How dare you going into the bathroom? You have to do. you can't. Or you either put your PC in the bathroom and resolve the situation in the old-fashionable way, bringing a laptop in the bathroom. But we are still here with Donadieu, now a bit further, just a tiny bit. Let him do the stewarding then. That's your fault. Bad parenting. Shame ahead. But yeah, that's obviously justifiable. Jeremy Donadieu kind of losing a bit of gap, well, just a 10th, but now because Celia has to deal with three drivers. It seems like it's one of the advisors, seems like an ERS, and seems like I'm not sure which one is it. It was a 404, I think it was carving. Yes, it was carving, letting the car pass by. But you can see from the wing, you can see the headlights. They are getting closer and closer to the Italian team for the Flat Sim Racing. He will be on FRL by the time he's 5. Let him grow faster. Give him already the wheel. The earlier the better. See people that are 15 years old and are already top of the world. That's how you do it. 5 years old is already enough. Go into the wheel. Understand how it works. Like I saw a video on Reddit some time ago where there was this 5 years old that basically had the pedals as high as possible. They were like with a little piece of wood, like 50 centimeters up, to let him play with them. It was so cool to be seen. I'm here because Lovering and Caprino are also engaging. Oh, I can't speak anymore. Engaging a battle with Lovering in 16th, 6 times away from Caprino. Caprino now for the Sayeti Corsa Honda, because Celia and Donadieu are lapping quick, with Donadieu getting faster and faster as the time passes. No, okay, apparently I can't. Good, thank you. Not so kind of family. But Donadieu went 3 times faster in the last lap, and they are now a second away from each other. But for now, this is the closest. As always, the rule of the closest applies. So I should follow this one too, because the advisor in Carnel's hand and Schaber from the Mission Spino are also entertaining a battle. Back again with, you can see here, the 203 passing by. not making contact, and this time Karner made it work, and the overtake is being done. Meanwhile, the 52 here, still in the Ferrari, and still battling with an Honda for the Bricks Racing, one of the two Ferraris on track. And okay, I'm seeing you are sharing your race notes, and Mink overtakes Van Kullenberg in just after the pits. I think they went into the pits, or they just made a mistake, because from where okay, no, we are definitely not in that part, so I think there's been a mistake by Van Kullenberg. But for now, Lovering here is still very close to his opponent in front. We can go here in the interior and see that Honda is very up ahead, but not that much. It's more like a little gap. It seems like also the only American driver, and Worthy. See that he is possibly driving at, it is 6 hours, so 24 minus 6 is 18. It could be 5 o'clock. It could be 5, it could be 6, it could be 7. You still didn't answer me. Why were you driving for 7 hours straight? You still didn't answer me. I want to know. Was it a personal challenge, or was just your teammate not available? Because if you did it by yourself, why? If it's for your teammate, I will not ask, because it's obviously, I think it's personal. So for now, the battle here still applies, but it's stable conditions for now, with a 0.7 and 0.6 for respectively the Italian and American. So we'll go back in Dimitrius on board, as he's following closely Michele Celia that went out in the last corner. Seems like the pressure is being applied by my sole presence, as the Audi went far off the distance in the last corner. Oh, yeah, you also had a one disconnect. Great. Oh, true, there is also Rolex 24 in iRacing. But for now, we are still here with the very last minutes. Well, very last. It's 36 to go. And I think all the pit stops have been done. If not all, I think very few are the ones lasting. I don't know if the 331 made a pit stop or not, because I'm off synchro out of the pit stops. For now, we're just doing commentary on it. But I see that now there are a multiple amount of people here looking at the last 35 minutes of the stream. So if you have any question, as always, just ask, and I will do the best possible to answer you. Each question, like literally each. I can also answer which wooden table from the IKEA marketplace is my favorite. And I will just invent a name, because the Swedish language is just terrible to be known. As you can see him, Donadieu. Now, is there an overtake? Oh, okay, it's number 9. Never mind. So we'll go with Michele Celia, and in his wing with Celia in number 3. Still a second now, so I think I have the time to go back to Caprino and Lovering. So I'm sure that the sole thing that I went out of camera with those two implies that a bomb will explode around them. Because it seems like the constitutional, considering my luck. So I'm trying to keep an eye on 3 drivers, as I'm seeing Marco Chedi passing and cutting across this battle, so I think I can go here, because now the battle is getting closer between the 2 drivers. It was a 1.9 and a 2.1, especially for the Italian and the French. But now the French is getting closer to the Audi. Yeah, may overtake on the other side of turn 1. No. I really think no. Mostly because if it happened more than 20 minutes ago, I can't have it. Because the replay just go, not even 20, I think it is 5 minutes. Yes, it is 5 because, oh, maybe I know why, because I record only the last 5 minutes. That's why. But for now, number 3 is kinda having a bit of a terrible journey in the last minutes, as the 640 is getting closer and closer. Because I'm trying to be as objective as possible, even if I would cheer for one of the two, but I can't. Now, I want to see the sectors, if it's possible, without breaking everything in half. Oh, I saw Discord. New message. No. Okay. And the view last. Maybe? 1, 2, 0, 5, 0, 2. No, maybe best. Okay. So, best sector seems like. Oh! The 640 is there! Seems like. Just looking at the sector, apparently the Porsche was very close to the rear diffuser of the Italian. Can I at least say something about the sectors without you two having to destroy everything? Apparently there isn't a faster sector. As you can see here, the Red King Motorsports Aston Martin is giving space for the two drivers. Qualifying last maybe tells me about it. Not really, because the seems like there was something in the middle. But now, flashing the lights for the 1, 2, 3, that has to give space to the 640. Now the battle really is getting. Oh, a bit of grass. And Scheber just decided that he wanted to go as fast as possible, and just set the fastest lap of the race so far, 41.0 by the Porsche driver in the 202. Brake failure with fan attack is a story that I have already seen. Still frustrated about that. Yes, because I'm also keeping an eye on the chat. So if you're saying something, I can see it. And I will try to join the discussion without permission. And I don't care. As for now, Molodkin and Ant are also possibly engaging a fight in the next a challenge in the next upcoming minutes. There are multiple battles sparkling just in the very final moments of the race. As it's usual, it doesn't really happen anything for half an hour, and the other half is just 5 groups of people battling around the track, and I have to follow all 5 of them, and I don't have 5 monitors, I have just 1. And I have to do everything in just 1 monitor. So for now, Molodkin and Hunt are following one another. As I see, the Donadieu and Celia are having a bit of a more gap between one another. But there is also Ferreira and Dan that may have a bit of a challenge, but I think for now I want to say here. No, this is the wrong one. Okay, this is the correct one. As I'm also seeing that in front it doesn't seem to change a lot. 41.4 being set by the Italian, 41.6 being set by the Frenchman. Meanwhile here behind it is looking. Oh, there's been an overtake here. There's been the overtake here for position. It has been Patrick Dan overtaking Ferreira for the position, well, letting himself pass more than anything. And seems like the position has been done by the two drivers. It has also been the overtake between Hunt and Molotkin for some reasons. And I can go here and look at it. Back again, you can see with Hunt and Molotkin. Oh, Molotkin made a mistake there. Yeah, I just saw the final part, but I think he made a mistake there. And also there is some more contact between the two drivers, because I'm not seeing that 127 is ahead. What happened to Ferreira? Apparently Dustin was trying to defend, maybe? Oh, contact with the two drivers. Not really one of the two happy about the situation that was appearing. And Donadieu is now very close to the car in front. Van Kollenborg in the pits in the very final moments. Odd. Pretty much off synchro. But I have to... Okay, way better. To do this. For now, this helicam is terrible. But I have to make it like this. Okay, now it's better. So still the gap between... Oh, my voice. Why did it become more dense? Wait a second. Okay, way better. But it seems like Marco Cady is a good spectator stand to look from, because you can see from here they are lapping the same times. And it's effectively true. One, not the last time lap, but it doesn't seem like the gap is that much. Celia lapped 1.5, 1.4, 92, so basically 1.5 for the 2, and Cady went in 1.7, and he is still in battle with others, the drivers, and especially with, I think, Szymanski. 80. the number 80. I can't. Which is 10 seconds away. The gap seems okay here. Oh, there's been a contact here with Novak and the number 50. No, not really. But something here happened. For some reason. Trying to see. Oh! I saw someone going out. Oh, it was the 935. Into the wall they went. And the 50 was in another part of the track, but at the same moment they made contact with the wall. At the very same spot. Sorry. And I want to show also Loverink, sorry, in the 52. Still chasing the Sayeti Corsa 51 car. There is also Patrick Den still behind the 127 BMW. With the two FRL community teams, I have zero idea. I can say that one is Gateman in the 999, while Bro is here in the second place, in 45th place. I think that's it. I want to go back here. Oh, the 254, speaking of the Aston, demolished in the front. Something huge happened to him. I'm very curious to see in the curb of the death. Not really. Oh yes, he did. Well, completely onto the wall with other Porsche that luckily went into the pits as soon as they saw that the situation was critical in front. So timed, probably 35, I can see. I don't think they changed the tire, or did them? I can see here in the... Okay, no, they did. No, they didn't! Oh! For real! So, the number 331 decided to stay with all tires for the whole duration of the next stint. So they went into the pits, did a 12-second pit stop, put the fuel into the car, and that's it. So 18 seconds of gap. And now I'm very curious, because those 18 seconds of gap effectively are a gamble that can work. Simani is 13 seconds away. Cady is other 7. A total of 20. With the tire 2, they would have been surely behind the 80 and possibly behind the 5. Now they are in front of both. With a gamble, they can produce a net worth of 2 positions in one shot. So now I'm very curious to see what the RS team is going to put into the table. Because that certainly is a surprise dish that I wasn't expecting. And I have no clue if it works. I hope it will. But I have zero clue if it happens. Meanwhile, back here, because it's the fastest battle on track. And it is between Michele Ceglia and Jeremy Donadieu for second place, with Shaber now in first, so the mission winner is effectively now the fastest, but they are the fastest by fastest lap, but they are also the first online to cross the finish line, with the battle behind him, but behind them, that is currently sparkling, and can go even until the very finish line. I hope so, because it will be nice to be seen. Even if okay, no, it's not if, it is effectively the only battle on track too, so 100% of the focus will be directed over this battle. Isn't this going to work? Okay, yes it is. Race control, thank you. So now we go into Ceglia's wing, because now the Porsche is getting very close. Four times is the difference between the two drivers. And the 640 is now very close, you can see from the Kyalami concentrates into the side. Not really the time. Still a bit young. But I think they can wait for the right moment. It's possible, we go back into the wing. For now they still are one after the other. With 5 tenths on the timing screen. It's actually 7 there, but it is 4 now. So I use 2 race controls, so I'm not sure which one is correct, but I trust this one, because yes, as the Porsche is not very close, you can see how close he is, but he can't do anything because it is a straight ongoing, and the Audi is very good in the straight, and the Porsche really isn't. But the Porsche has a slipstream and the dive bomb experience, because the Audi and Porsche are very similar machines in certain matters. One of them is the braking, as the Porsche is really good on braking, but the Audi too. The Audi too, and also the Audi has the advantage of being good on straights. So still, the battle is still here. 3 times fastest battle in the whole grid, and the closest one too. And I think it can go. Okay, there is another happening in 25th place, but for now we'll stay here because Moltkin and Novak are battling. If anything changes, I will tell you in radio commentary. As Morev does his last pit stop at a very odd moment, in 13th place currently, and with 20 to go, so I just suspect even for them is just a load of fuel to be put into the car. Still 3 times. I'm very curious to see how this battle will evolve, because it's very, very, very... there is a lot of tension currently ongoing. Oh, you go into the grass. Speaking of the matter of the tension, I think the 640 is giving a bit of trouble. Meanwhile, I saw an incident up there with 35 and 365. I can see here what happened exactly in the helicam. Oh, there's been a bit of contact there. Nothing to worry about. But we will stay back here, because I think the battle still applies there. Yeah, nothing really happens as I took the moment where there was a straight in the middle, so I knew for certain that nothing was up ahead. But oh, the 33 has a yellow flag for some reason, but I can't go there because now the Porsche is possibly trying the overtake on the last... oh, not the last, sorry. On... I can't remember the corner. Is Barbecue? I didn't check the track map. I remember it's Barbecue. Astonishing job. I remember something. But for now, we'll stay here with Donadieu and Celia. Wrong car. Okay, 640 still there. Really, at this point, I think they are trying to. Okay, never mind what I was about to say, because I think there is the 33 just in the middle of the way with the 3 and the 640 that are going into a battle of themselves with the 3 and the 640, one next to the other. It's a very close battle. Over the bump. Sparks flying by. The Audi gets defensive. The Porsche goes into the outside. Maybe tries a cutback. He does. He does it. He tries the cutback, but the Audi has just enough power to overcome the cutback. No grass has been touched by those two. And again, we're back into the straight, and it's 17 to go. In a 9-hour race, we are deciding the podium positions. So now I want to go into the wing, because I think possible overtake may even happen in turn 1. He goes. He does it. He lets himself be seen in the Italian's mirror, but nothing still happens. Nothing still happens as of yet. But for now, I'm going to go into the interior, as I need the switch up though, because otherwise it's a problem. Okay. 640, still behind the Audi. The Audi. And I want to see also, it was Moref in the 250. Did he put just fuel? Okay, it's 2 gamblers then. Or even the Campo. The Campo just did a 17-second pit stop. I think I repaired the car too, because the Campo and Eck are possibly trying the same strategy. For now, Eck's strategy seems to work, for now at least, because it's 8 seconds of difference between him and Simansky, and Kelly is 5 away. And they are lapping more or less a second of difference to the 80, which I'm not really sure where it will pull them at this point, because there are still some laps to go. Still same exact script as earlier on. Obviously the tactics as of now doesn't work, and I think the Porsche has to think about something else. So there isn't really. Oh, they are into the grass! Very close! Because possible race over, they are basically dancing on a razor blade. I'm seeing some yellow flag from the TV camera, but I'm very, very scared to go check on it, because I know for certain that I can lose the possible overtake of the podium. It happened between 75 and 404. So curving, and I think it was Viale making contact, but for now we'll stay with Donadieu, the 202. Not sure why the graphics showed that the Porsche overtook the Italian, because it still didn't happen. But oh, into the inside goes, there is a little clash between the two drivers, and the Audi is off track! And he got onto the grass, he went, but I think the Porsche waited respectively behind the Audi, knowing that maybe the overtake was a bit off the limits. Maybe there wasn't even a touch. I need to check. No, there wasn't a touch apparently. It was just enough to keep the battle alive. There was no touch between the two drivers, so my mistake on it. But still the 640 is very close. We go from the splitter cam, which is even cleaner than the wing. As Volkov goes into the pits. Now, is it a drive-through? Because maybe they are trying the fastest lap. Because they have a minute of gap, so they can definitely try it. The F1 strategy. Okay, seems like it was a drive-through. Yes, it was just a drive-through for Volkov. But at this point it really doesn't matter, as they have a 1 minute and 36 seconds of gap between them and Donadieu, and another 47 behind. So literally no man's land. Really getting lapped by the leader. No, they've been lapped by the leader with his drive. So there are just 3 cars on the lead lap, and 2 of them are these ones. You can go from the helicam as the Porsche goes from the outside. Yes, I know, but I can't. I can't watch them all, and I'm so scared of missing some action from here, because I know I usually do it. I know my rule of giving everyone the same spot, the same time. In fact, I think Mink wants to try the overtake on the 33. Some more contact, a lot of contact between the two drivers. Not really the cleanest of the overtakes. So definitely is behind. And Mink kinda put himself in front. Not really by asking, but just by doing it. Still here in the passenger view, what a splitter cam. No, the tickets update. The tickets page updates itself. So you don't have to check it out. If something changes, you will see it. You mean tickets? Okay. Yeah, possibly we'll see some tickets being raised by the drivers. Yeah, because I'm seeing from the race control, it's not the first touch that happened between those two. It's more like the third. So it's a battle that is constantly going since a couple of laps ago. Oh, there is a car outside there. It was Carolia in the 50. Having some troubles there. And I also want to go here. Please don't tell me. Okay, I didn't miss anything yet. Okay, still seems okay-ish here. I want to see what happened between the 50 and the 230. No, nothing. Okay. I thought worse. There's been maybe a contact between the 151 and the okay, no, it just went out from the racing line. And there's been here a contact between the 50 and the oh, that's definitely a slide. Yep, that definitely is a slide. For some reasons that wasn't really the best racing line to apply. At least that's my think. So we'll go here back. Oops, this was the wrong one. So we'll go in the passenger view, back in the splitter with a car exit the pits. I think I broke something here because I can't see anything else in the chat. Okay, yes, I did indeed broke something. So for now, 8 minutes to go. So possibly 10 laps. No, maybe 9. 10 or 9, depends on when Scheber crossed the line. No, not 10. 5, sorry. Either 5 or 6. But if I think it's 5 to go. So last 5 to go. The gap is now a bit more than earlier on. So for now, the number 3 Flathouse Sim Racing still has a chance against the Project Reborn number 1. With a French team that may have done a beautiful battle with the Italian one, but who knows, maybe it has settled. Just 8 to go, or maybe this is just a break between the two. But I think it was a nice 9 hours of racing, because it's effectively near the end, so we can throw the summary. With a lot of overtakes, a lot of clean driving, even if it's not over till it's over, there's still 7 minutes to go, and I'm seeing that X strategy may have been a good gamble, or it may have been not. It may not have been. Can I get again 7 minutes? He lapped at 1.7 in the last lap, and Ek did a 3.4. There are 5 seconds of difference. There aren't 5 laps of to go. I need to check how many minutes are there, how many laps are there, because I think it is 4 at this point. I think it's either 3 or 4. So I don't know. We may see a photo finish at the end between the 3 cars. Or even KD getting Sixmani engaging a battle with him, and then giving Ek the chance to survive the overtake. Or we may see the opposite, so the 80 getting the 3-3-1, going into battle, and the 5 getting them both. I have no clue. I can't predict it. In fact, I can see, speaking of which, he went into the grass. So trouble for the 80, for some reasons. I want to see back what happened here from the interior cam. Something happened. Oh no, he just went to hide and lost some time on the grass. So now Marco Cady is very close to the Honda. You can see, in fact, the 80 is getting approached by the number 5, and a battle may spark between the two drivers, giving effectively Ek the chance to survive the battle for position. I'm also giving an eye to what is happening between P2 and P3. But for now the battles here may rise shortly, as I think Marco Cady is very energetic on approaching the battle and completing it as soon as possible. So we are in the last 5, possibly 3 laps to go. Oh, something happened here. Ooh, there's been a mistake here by the Audi. In fact, you can see the Porsche going alongside the Audi. But back again. Oh, you went into the grass. Oh, it may be. Okay, no, it's not over. The Porsche is still on track, still on the tarmac without any problem. But for now, you can see the Audi is way out of reach for now. But there are still a couple of minutes to go, and the Audi went out of line again. Seems like Chile is kinda having some troubles maintaining the pace, while Donaghy is doing everything he can to just staying glued to the Italian, while Marco Cady is also attacking the Hungarian one. You can see from the wing. The Porsche kinda thinking about other routes to try the overtake. And maybe it may work now. That will be for 9th place. We now Marco Chedi on the outside on Sunset. It tries, oh, contact between the two drivers, and the Porsche is really getting hit. Getting a hit by the Hungarian. I don't think the Porsche driver will be happy with this. And I really think there is going to be huge discussion afterward for this defending move. I honestly think the Porsche has more for now than the Honda. At least for now. I'm very... I wish I could have, like, to screen showing it in the same moment on live stream, because both battles are getting interesting every single second it passes. But now the Porsche number 5 still very close in 10th place, and I think whoever is the Aston Martin behind, I think he has to settle behind and watch, because this is not a battle to be ruined. Meanwhile, Celia just some hundreds of meters away, since another battle is sparking, and that's for the 2nd place. And still again the Porsche on straight, he tries maybe the inside, he just puts himself out of the window, and nothing really happens. Different lines between the Porsche and the Audi, clearly the Audi more defensive than the Porsche, clearly attacking the Audi in the hot place. Oh, they said they go, and they touch! Contact between the drivers, and the Audi spun! And the Audi spun! That's Donadio passing by the Italian. And I don't think that was a legal way to pass, at least in my honest opinion. And in fact, he's waiting for his opponent to pass by. Meanwhile, we're seeing Chedi here in the helicam. Not really, I think Donadio is waiting for his opponent, because that was definitely not a overtake. Meanwhile, here is the 5. Maybe doing, I won't say the same move, but certainly thinking about doing something here. As for America, you can see Donadio that has waited for him until now. I think he is letting him pass back. In fact, it is the situation here. Correctly doing it. Meanwhile, leader is on the final lap, so it is now 1 to go for all the drivers. And the two battles will sparkle until the very finish line for the next 1 minute and 40 seconds. We're going to the passenger view, so turn 1 I think is not possible for now for Chedi. Maybe the Mercedes in front may be helpful, as it's a lap car, and maybe impactful for the Honda driver. A lot of tension currently ongoing on tarmac for two battles for two positions of high relevance. That's P9 and P2, with Honda currently defending the inside, and he goes past the Mercedes. Meanwhile, Donadio here is also trying the outside on the Audi, but obviously he's missing something, and the Porsche goes in front of the Honda at the very last moment, while Donadio is currently... I can believe how unlucky I am. Obviously I missed the overtake between Chedi and Simaski. We will see it back again after this one is over. But Chedi managed to put yes, X-Gamble definitely was a good one. Oh, I forgot even Schaber is the winner of the 9 hour of Kyalami. So the Mission Spino is effectively the winning team of the race. Meanwhile, back here, it is Celi and Donadio still battling for the 2nd place. But I think it may be over like this, maybe not, maybe yes, at the very final corner. We may see a dive bomb at the very end, with Celia defending the inside as much as he can. And the Porsche is just behind it, maybe a photo finish until the very end. Who will be in front? It's going to be the Audi, so it's going to be the Italian in second place with Donadieu and the Frenchman in third place. So this puts a line over who was victorious. Meanwhile, Volkov in fourth, Beckman for the other Mission Spino is in the 212. He goes in fifth. And then there is the 14. The Nordic Evo going into sixth with Matteo De Campo in the 230. That they really took the least famous and popular car, and the Virtual Loop Racing managed to put it into the 7th place on the grid. Then Marco Chedi for the ERS team, just behind his other fellow teammate. And then I'm missing people, but I think I can go with Ingal in the 46 for now, and it was effectively the final one, but I think no, not this one, not this one. Can I go out with the standing? Thank you a lot. So this was the race over, and I want to try at least to see back the overtake here. I want to go like, I don't know, 30 seconds, no, 20 and 150. Because I want to see back the overtake between these two gentlemen. Go. Maybe I didn't, but I didn't for a tiny bit. So I need to boot like 200 seconds away. Yeah, let's do 15 seconds just to be safe. But because I want to see back the overtake. Let's see if I can see it from here. You can see that Marco Chedi was definitely close to the Honda in front. Oh, some touches between him and the Mercedes, and this put the Porsche on a beneficial position, and in fact you saw the overtake happening, and then here the final overtake. So it was Marco Chedi getting an opportunistic move over the Honda of Simani and getting the 80 at the very final lap. So this was your race, with Schaber being the quickest man on track and also the winner team. So the 202 Mission Spino is the winner of the race, with the Flat House Team Racing in second, and the Project Reborn number 1 in P3, and then all the other team that unfortunately I don't have all the time in this world to say. But thank a lot to anyone that made it possible. So the 9-hour Kyalami came to an end with some beautiful racing, and definitely some huge, a lot of action that happened. But this is the end, unfortunately. So I'm going to wrap it up everything. As I'm seeing, there is a penalty ongoing too, but it's going to be a lot of penalty as the time passes. But this was it for me from tonight. Thank you all for looking at the race. Thank you for all the participants. Thank you all the drivers, the commentary team, and also the stewards that managed to cover all the incidents. Well, at least until now, and there will have many more to come in the following hours and days. I'm quite sure about it. And I will see you all Tuesday for the rookies and Friday for 0.002. Where? I can see it. Where did it happen? Oh, true, Novak and Ferreira. Good spot. Novak and Ferreira 0.002 after 9 hours on the line. Unfortunately, I didn't pick it on time, so really sorry about it. But Novak and Ferreira did it on photo finish, and I don't know where to go to see it back again. Oh, I can't. Definitely can't now. So thank you a lot, and good night, and good evening wherever you are in the world, and see you all next time. Bye.